Well, let's talk about hard work versus hard work. Every time I listen to somebody and they're talking about how hard their work is and how hard they're working, and this you know glamour they have built around hard work. You have to do a lot of work. You have to put in your best efforts. And every time everybody is speaking about efforts and efforts, and then there is another school of thought which talks about effortless creation. And I wanted to share something about the distinction of hard work versus hard work. And later you decide which is more empowering, and which serves your purpose, and which you would want to take the path of. So the first one is hard work. Now, we're talking about hard work and hard work. Let's talk about what kind of a work do you actually call or consider as a hard work. uh, Now, there are three ways that I feel that people consider something as hard work. The first thing is, you consider something hard work when it actually it puts a constant pressure on you mentally. I mean, you do it physically, but you somewhere are under a mental pressure, and it keeps you on the go, not because you actually want to, but because you have some pressure. And it keeps you stressed, it keeps you it actually doesn't motivate you, it demotivates you. And you feel like you're selling your soul somewhere, you're doing something that you don't actually want to. And you know that it's a fake pressure, you know that something is being imposed on you. You're doing it for various reasons, and one of them may be that you don't want to say, or you don't want to say a no to that, or you don't know how to say a no to that, or you feel that you aren't confident enough to or have clarity enough to build your own boundaries. So this is one of the reasons when you have a lot of psychological pressure on you, and you feel that it's hard work because there is a clear disconnect between your physical self and your psychological self. So that's when you call it hard work. The second one is when it's actually what you're doing is actually obligatory. I mean, it's more of a should do than want to do. It's more of a like obligation to somebody. You have to do it, or you lose your job, and you are more fear driven, or you are more responsibility driven, or you are more obligations driven than you actually coming from a place of I want to do it or I love to do it. And this is when there is a lot of pressure on you, and you feel when you go back home, even after having given the best of the contribution on that day at a physical level, you still go back guilty. You still go back feeling that you just didn't serve yourself, and maybe you served everybody else. And somewhere you feel that you are going against your own personality, you're going against your own soul. And you feel I mean, you don't feel inspired to wake up the next day and go to that workplace or the work that you are doing, which is coming from a place of obligation. But then it also builds a kind of a burden on you that, oh, I have to do it. I have to take care of my family, I have to take care of my bills, and I have to I have to invest a lot into my own future and the security and all these things. And this isn't something that actually inspires you from inside, so you feel that burden, and that's why you call it hard work. The third aspect of considering something or calling something hard work is when you know that you are sacrificing lot of what you actually want to, what you intend to do, or probably what you desire to do, and you dreamed about it. You feel that you have sacrificed all those things for this work that you are doing for yourself, or maybe for somebody else. But then there is a lot on an everyday basis that you sacrifice. You want to write a book, you want to make a video like this, you want to create a podcast, you want to write and post something on your social medias, or you want to talk to a friend and you want to coach somebody, you want to plan about a future business, and you want to build your network. There is so much that you want to do on an everyday basis, but then because there is a lot of should have, and lot of psychological pressure, and beyond that you're actually feeling sad and guilty that you're sacrificing your most important things of your life, and you are doing something which is pleasing somebody else but not yourself. And that's why it is like, every day something is being chipped off your soul, something is being torn inside, and you feel that pain of your soul crying inside, that, oh my God, I mean, I am doing so much for taking care of these external needs, but I am sacrificing my internal soul to build something on the outside which is not satisfying your soul. And maybe that's why you feel that you're robbing yourself of the opportunity of creating the life that you want to, that you intend to, and that you know that you will be happy once you achieve that or accomplish that. But here you are feeling sacrificing all your most important things, and maybe you don't even have time to sit and plan and identify those most important aspects of your life which are crying for your attention. So this is the third thing, where you're sacrificing yourself to create a life on that side. And that's not something that universe is asking for, but maybe you are coming from a place of livelihood than actually coming from a place of being alive. Now, what do you call something as hard work? uh, there are again three things that I want to share, which are just my experience. You might have something else in your experience, but I feel that there are three aspects of a work. When you do something and you feel that it's a hard work, not your hard work or your head work. So hard work is something that brings you alive, something that inspires you naturally, something that you don't have to pump yourself up every day in an artificial or a fake way. Rather that's something that wakes you up naturally, and it brings a smile on your face, it brings natural passion into you when you even think about that, when you plan about it, when you conceive a new idea, when you develop that idea. You are like, nobody has to ask you to do it. You don't have any pressure, in spite of putting a lot of hard work. You might be working for 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, but you come from a place of passion. You come from a place, there is something that is kindled in you all the time, and you know that you are sharing something, you're creating something, and you know that you are connected to something that actually brings you alive. And and uh, you know you don't you have no psychological pressure, you have no obligation pressure, you don't feel that you are sacrificing something at a personal level or a professional level. And this leaves you so inspired, even after a whole day's work, that when you go back home you feel so connected, so loving to your family, and you have a lot of joy in your energy. And you can't contain that energy. You want to share about your work, you want to share about the progress, you are curious about it, you are keen on it. And it's something that people see in your eyes, and they know that you are just lit, and there's something that's making you happy and joyful about what you are doing. So that's the first thing. The second thing that makes something a hard work is that it's your top priority. It's on the it's number one, or one of the top three things on your list of most important things that you have to do for yourself, or something that you want to create. So it's something that that's most important thing, and that you are serving your purpose. You know that you have contributed something which might not be yielding a result today or tomorrow, but you know that you are building something for the future, and you have contributed 1 hour of your time or 2 hours of your time on the most important thing. And probably, if all is well, maybe you are doing something that you love to do, that you want to do, that you intend to do, that inspires you to do, that's so connected with your innate desire to create every single day. So it is something that's most important for you and your happiness, and it gives you a feeling that you are creating something which is genuine, which is authentic, and that's when you come from your heart, and that's why it has no head pressure, or it has no pressure where you can call it a hard work. So this is the second aspect. It's your top priority. The third aspect, uh, because of which you might be considering something as hard work, or you can consider something as hard work, is that it's connected with your value system. And if you have values, if you have sat and at least reflected on what your personal and professional values are, or what your core values are, and when you do something that aligns with your core values, it brings you alive naturally, and it inspires you, and you love the experience of that, you love creating that, despite all the hard work around it, because you don't see any hard work. You only see work, and you see work as creation. And that's because what you do is aligned with who you want to be, and this is from your value system. So you know that you are fully in alignment with who you want to create yourself as, and who you want to be in this world, and who you want to gift this world with. So that's the reason why it is hard work. It inspires you. You love that experience, and you don't feel guilty when you go back home. In fact, you feel proud of yourself, you appreciate yourself, you acknowledge yourself, and you can, it builds a sense of self-worth in you, because you know that you are fully, you're working in tandem with your values, the values that you explored, you found out, or that you decided for yourself, and you know that you are sticking to creating something that is fully in alignment with your values. And that's the reason you call it your hard work. So it's I'm not saying that there's a war. See, there are things which you have to do out of obligation, but that doesn't mean that you do not take care of yourself. That doesn't mean that you put yourself aside. Doesn't mean that you sell your soul and you put a hole in your soul. The point is, when you increase the amount of time you are investing every single day on your hard work, you release yourself from that burden of obligation, of your should do's, of your personal sacrifices, and you don't see all that, because you get to meet your soul. You get to stay connected with your soul every single day. Hope you enjoyed it. Put it to use, think about it, reflect on it, and decide, do you want to do hard work, or do you want to do heart work, and what actually you're doing now. Love you. Bye-bye.